Welcome all of you and pranam to our Guru Pitama Patriji. 21 days PSSM Global Present Digital Dhyan Swadhyay Yoga. Day 7. Today, I'm welcoming all the viewers, all the audience today and whoever going to watch after few days also. Today, in between who's the guest speaker is well-known Smita Jaikar. She is an actor, also a spiritual healer and motivational speaker. She has practiced spirituality since the past 32 years. She is going to speak on Dada Shriji book, Cause of Suffering, Lack of Love. When I met Smita Jaikar in 2016 in award function, she changed my view how the film industry works. So she touched my heart when I met her first in that award function. The moment I reached on stage, I'm audible. Sai Krishna, hello.
Yeah, ma'am, it is
Madam,
audible.
audible, madam. Your voice is audible.
Thank you. So something I want to tell about Smita Jaikar ji, because when I met her on the stage when I was receiving my award with her from her, she told me you're beautiful. And that time I said, my God, such a big personality. And still she's, giving me little bit recognition, and which was very, I was very grateful and touched my heart. And after some time, after receiving from her award, I was sitting in the corner with my full team. And my full team was keep going and taking picture from her. And not like, again, she changed my view of like how the film industry looks like. She's not the same. And that time she was clicking pictures. She's not refusing any one of my friends. And I was like, my God, other people, when you see, they say after 2 photographs, they get tired. But she was keep smiling. A smile always on her face make lot of difference. So never judge book from the cover, I will say. And now, ma'am, over to you. Welcome, Smita Jaikar, for today's session. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Anuradha, for this beautiful introduction, actually. So today we are going to talk about this book which my master has written, right? So can I be on the spotlight, please, so that I can see myself? Yeah.
Sai Krishna ji, can you just check?
Yes, I got it. Yeah. So so thank you, Anuradha, once again. So today is this book reading session, but which is not exactly book reading session, which I was very happy about. It is something very different where I'm going to talk about this book. Actually, I have myself written 2 books. One is Before Tomorrow and the other one is In Everness. I have written those 2 books which are available on Amazon, but today I thought I will, as a seva, I will tell you about my master's book. This book is this is the book. The cause of suffering is lack of love. So, and the picture you see is my master's picture. So this is the book which I would like to talk about. Now, let me tell you a little bit about my master, Maitreya Dada Shriji. We have a small ashram in Karjat, which is the suburbs, far off suburbs of Maharashtra, very close to Bombay. In fact, it is from Mumbai and Pune ke beech mein aata hai ye Karjat. So people who are in Mumbai, they know about Karjat very well. So it is in Karjat. It's a small ashram. It's a very humble ashram. And that's where Dada Shriji started the movement, which is called Maitri Bodh Parivar. So it is the Maitri Bodh Parivar. Now, what does this Maitri Bodh Parivar stand for? Maitri Bodh Parivar is we are a family of friends. The founder of Maitri Bodh Parivar is Maitreya Dada Shriji. Now, Maitreya Dada Shriji, the main pillars of Maitri Bodh Parivar is one world, one truth, and one community. So the main USP of Maitri Bodh Parivar, or our founder, Dada Shriji, is to change human mind, to undergo the transformation, and that love should be installed in everyone's heart. This is what the movement is all about. This is what the vision is all about. Now, basically, Dada Shriji is a doctor. He's a medical doctor. Of course, now he does not practice medicine, but he has started this spiritual movement. Now, this shift happened in 2006 when Dadashiji's master, Mahavatar Babaji, I don't know if you all have heard about Mahavatar Babaji, but Mahavatar Babaji appeared in front of Dadashiji, and Mahavatar Babaji told Dadashiji, from now on, you will work on this mission as to how do we transform humanity. We need this basic transformation inside us. Transformation is not just a change. It's not on the exterior. It's not like changing your house and changing your clothes and changing the colors of your walls or, or car or anything like that. It is not an external transformation that we are talking of. We are talking of an inner transformation, which is permanent and irreversible. So we all need to undergo this kind of a transformation. That is, we transform the mind. Basically, the mind is always engaged in either complaining or talking about somebody or running somebody down and just getting into that worry, anxiety kind of a mode. Basically, the mind is doing only that all day. If you notice and if you think about your thoughts, what the thoughts are, we are constantly criticizing somebody, complaining about somebody, judging somebody. This is all what we do. If you are not engaged in any actual activity, which is a worthwhile activity, the mind, if it's silent, it's always in this mode. Now we need to shift that. We need to shift the mind from this kind of a mode. And that is the transformation which Dadashiji talks about. And this is what we are here for, the Maitri Bodh Parivar, to transform people and their mindset and to install love in our hearts, because our basic nature is love. If we all know, we believe that we've come from the source, right? Now, when you see a child, you'll always say that, oh, this child looks like his mother, his grandmother, grandfather, and so and so. Why? Because we take that little bit of our family genes, and that's what the child looks like when you look at a child, or even a grown-up, anybody. We always say, oh, this one reminds me of that one, and that one reminds me of that one, right? Similarly, we have come from the source, which you all believe, I'm sure you all believe, that we have come from that one source. So we have that quality of the source, of that divine light or that energy, or what you call me, God, you may call it anybody, right? And what is the quality of the source? The quality of the source is love, because we've come from love. We've not come from anything else. So we all have that quality in us. We all have that love in us, but somehow, somewhere it has got lost. Now human beings are in a state where we even question God. Is there God? We've lost so much faith. We've come so far away from that source that there is a doubt that have we really come from the source? Is there a source? Is there something what is God? Is there a divine energy? Is there some divinity or no? Looking at the world around us, there is so much of all what is happening, which we all know. I need not say that. I'll be having a little bit of warm water because my throat is a little bad. So we have come from that. And today's life and what we see all around us is just greed, hunger, competition. One is trying to pull the other down. How much money am I going to get? If you're earning so much, I have to pay. If you have one car, I'll have 10 cars. If you have a big flat, I'll have a flat bigger than you. Oh my God. I mean, in Mumbai where we are staying, the weddings, you should see the weddings before this lockdown happened. And I'm thankful for the lockdown that happened, really, honestly, because the planet has got every human being down to their knees. All that greed and hunger, the weddings, my God, if one person did a wedding like this, the other person has to overdo that wedding and do 10 times more than the earlier one. And it was obnoxious watching it all. Honestly, it was. I'm sure you people know what I'm trying to say. So this is what we had all come down to, you know. So that love to bahut dur ki baat hogi. We don't even know what love is or what we feel and all that, you know, about this. So coming back to what Dadashiji wants is, we have to connect back to that source, which is love, which is our actual nature. Right? So now how do we connect to that love? We need to be transformed because our minds are into such a different zone. We need to think differently from within, from inside. Externally, you do what you like, but internally, you got to be a different human being. If you find, if you see any of your friends or your family members criticizing somebody constantly, if you can't tell that person stop doing it, at least you should not be a party to it. You leave from that place. Some people don't have the guts to say, oh, please stop talking about somebody or stop criticizing. You may not be that type of a person. Now, I am that type of a person. I will say, I'm sorry, please, I don't want to listen to all this gossip. If you all want to talk of all this, I'm leaving. I'm that type. Not everybody is like me. But if you're not, then at least leave that place and go, just leave that group and go somewhere else, because you don't want to listen to all this and don't want to be a party to this. For that, you need a different mindset. अपने को इतनी आदत हो गई है that if somebody says something about somebody, you will add your 2 penny bit. Yeah, you know, I really think so. I think you are right what you're saying. You will add. It's by nature, by habit, we have come into this kind of a thing that we will do something like this. So we have to be mindful about it. Now, to be mindful is changing yourself, is the transformation that we need to do. Now, this is about Dadashi ji. Basically, he's a social reformist. We have a lot of social programs going on also from Maitri Bodh Parivar. We have a Gaushala, we have a school for children. Then there are blood donation camps. There are medical camps that we do. Then there are these for Tejaswini, which is for women who can't support themselves. We have that organization for women. We give them work to do, where they generate the money and things like that. So बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो हम socially भी करते हैं. A lot of youth are there who we have got one group which is called the YGPT, Youth for Global Peace and Transformation. Now, basically, youth don't like to talk of spirituality. Those words are very heavy for them. But youth like to do some social activities. So they do social activities like go and clean the chowpatty, especially after the Garbati Gauri Visarjan, do blood camps, go to old age homes, you know, do programs like these. So they do all these kind of programs. They like to do social work. Now, Dadashi ji believes in the transformation that is done is, we believe in transformation, selfless service and love. So when you do selfless service, automatically the transformation inside happens. When we see somebody who's less fortunate than what we are, we automatically feel that change in us, and we offer that gratitude. Oh my God, I'm so much lucky that I have got such a lot with me. Especially now in this COVID days, in this lockdown stage, lot of people have come to understand this, that thank God you are fine. You're safe. You're constantly thanking God. A lot of people have told me that our relationships, you know, we've been sharing so much with our family. Our relationships have improved with our family. Though on the other side, also there are women who have to do a lot of work, which including myself. I have also done this jhadu pota and all. Even we had a very bad phase in between where jhadu pota, everything we were doing. We were getting these disposable plates so that we didn't have to wash so much of vessels and this, that. So even I have gone through that stage. So I know what everybody has gone through. Some of them have been lucky. They have got help, house help. But most of us have gone through. Ladies have gone through this. Husbands have contributed. They have also helped in doing certain things. So there is a lot of bonding also that has happened. So I would, at the moment, I would say this COVID is like a blessing. And the planet is very happy without human beings around. Nature is very happy without human beings around. It's doing much better and very well without us. So nature and Mother Earth can do very well without us. We can't do without them, remember. We need the air to breathe. We need the fruits and the vegetables to eat. That is all coming from Mother Earth. Everything is coming from Mother Nature, water, air. So we can't do without them. They can do without us. But in spite of any amount of warnings, nothing had changed. So this COVID had to come where it was a pandemic. The whole world, the whole planet was under lockdown. Finish. Jo karna hai karo. Right? So if you see it from another angle, that people have transformed, seeing life from the other angle. Also, having said that, there are people who have gone into anxiety, into depression, and lots of suicides and all that have also happened. But that is not an answer. But those who have transformed have found an alternative job, have found something alternative to do, have found something which they can start. A lot of people have started home businesses. A lot of people have started online businesses. Whatnot has started. A lot of people. Why that has happened? That is why the book comes in the picture. What Dadashi mainly talks is that you have to be in connect with divinity. Now, what was the reason for him to write this book? Why did Dadashi want to write this book? It is because in today's day and age, spirituality is made very complicated. A lot of people run away from the word spirituality. Dadashi says, spirituality is simpler than the word simple. And मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि because it is so simple, the mind doesn't accept it. Because mind likes all complicated things, बड़े-बड़े संस्कृत के श्लोक, big meditation things, and a lot of complicated. The mind feels, हाँ मुझे कुछ मिला. But if the mind doesn't get all that, then they feel कि अरे ये क्या है, इसमें तो कुछ नहीं मिला हमको. Spirituality actually is that simple. No, but it is so completely misconstrued. And it is completely shown in such a different way by people. That's why people shy away from it. Very honestly, because it is so simple, I could do it. Anuradha, that answers your question. Being in the film line, how I am like that. Otherwise, it would have been difficult for me to follow it. Because it is so simple, I could follow it. It was very easy for me. I don't think I've done a very big thing or great thing. Anybody can do it. Understand? So, the whole spiritual angle is made so complicated, and Dadashi wanted it to simplify the whole angle of spirituality. That's the reason he said, no, I have to write the book for people to know and understand divinity. You need to bond with the divinity. The main thing is you need to bond with the divine. The only thing that is there, which is present and which is the fact and which is the truth of life, is divine. And the main thing is we don't connect with the divine only. Divinity is the last thing that we connect to. Because again, when we use the word God and all that, people say, oh my God, oh, your God is different, my God is different. So I never use the word God. I prefer to use the divine, but divine is for everyone. Whichever form you believe in, whichever formless you believe in, do what you want. You know that there is this divine power. You know that there is some power. Even an atheist knows that there is some power which is governing us, which is ruling us, which is a fact. You don't have a choice but believe it. There is so much of harmony in the disharmony. There are so many of these planets, 9 planets, the sun and the moon and the stars and all the other galaxy. Everything is going with such precision ever since creation. How? कोई तो है उसका सूत्रधार. There's somebody holding on to it. How come they don't fall if there's gravity is there so much? The Jupiter, with the massive size of the Jupiter, you know the size of Jupiter? The Jupiter can hold 1,500 Mother Earths inside it. इतना बड़ा है वो Jupiter. उसकी मेरे को size, I can't fathom the size. Such a big Jupiter can't fall down. But यहाँ पे थोड़ी थोड़ी चीजें गिर जाती है. वो कैसे? Who's holding it all? They're walking in the same pace. Nobody goes faster. Nobody goes slower. Nobody says I'm tired. And they're so far away. Yet उनका असर हमारे ऊपर होता है. Certain things cannot be answered only. There is no answer. So you have no choice but connect to that divine power who is making all this happen. You don't have a choice. I mean, if you don't believe it, that does not mean it is not there. If you don't believe it, too bad. But it is there. There is some power which is holding it all together. Right? So because it is made so complicated, that is why there was a reason for Dadashi to write a book. The book is very simple. You must read the book. It is so simple to understand. It is not made complicated. It is made something which we can put in daily life, in your day-to-day works and activities. You don't have to do something special and out of the way, remove time out of the way to do something. No. Your daily activity itself is a divine activity if you understand the right point of view. You may be a singer, a dancer, an actor, a doctor, a lawyer, a computer science person, anybody. So to make it simple was one of the reasons why Dadashi wrote the book. Now how it will help you. Now, how this book will help you is especially for those people who have this question on their minds. What is life? Or if you're going through anxiety or any kind of a suffering. All of us are suffering. That is a fact. We may not be in pain because pain is of the body, but mental suffering everyone has, all of us have. And the problem is that we don't understand that we are suffering. We try to put a cover on it. If you ask anybody, my face may be looking very sad. If somebody says, "What's wrong with you? Why are you looking so sad?" I'll say, no, I'm fine. Nothing's wrong with me. You always put on those masks. Of course, I'm not saying go out in the world and dandora pito ke, oh, I'm suffering and I'm feeling very bad, please help. No. But you don't even want to accept it yourself. Many a times you don't even accept it yourself. Many a times you have a physical problem, like maybe your stomach is paining or this is paining, and you're not feeling too well. Still, you will go to work. No, I'm fine. I'll take a tablet. I'll be fine. You don't even want to accept that there is something wrong with me. Let me go to the doctor or let me see what's wrong with me. The same thing is with the suffering. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling nervous, if you're feeling low, you will not even accept it yourself. You will just put on covers over that thing and you'll go ahead with life. So one suffering over the other, over the other, over the other, over the other. By now, it has become a big, huge bundle of suffering. Right? So it helps you to understand why you are suffering. Basically, Dadarshiji says, this is his Mahavakya also, the cause of suffering is because there is lack of love. You go to the bottom line of why you're suffering, it is because there is lack of love. Somewhere you need attention, nobody's giving you attention. Somewhere you need love, nobody's loving you. All this boils down to lack of love. Now, what Dadarshiji says is lack of love is not just coming from human beings. Because if you try to get love from your husband, your children, your mother, father, friends, it will not happen. Dadarshiji talks about this bond with the divine, which is divine love. Once you recognize the divine love inside you, you will not want any love or expect any love from people around you. Because you will not get it from them. And that is the frustration and that is the cause of your suffering. So this is the reason how the book will help you understand how to get there. Another thing, the question was, why should I read this book? There are so many spiritual books. Why should I read this book? Why are you telling me to read this book? Because when you read this book, because of the whole simplicity of the book, you will automatically, whilst reading the book, you will feel the transformation inside you. Actually, you will feel the transformation inside you. And which is not because it's my master's book, but when you read it, you will see it. There are a lot of people who have said, complete rank outsiders who don't know anything about Dadarshiji, somehow stumbled upon this book and have told us that this book has brought a profound transformation in me, profound awakening. Something has happened from within. So that is why I would request all of you all to at least read this book, because since this is a book reading thing, and I feel that most of you over here prefer hard copies in your hand than ebooks. A lot of people prefer hard copies in the hand than ebooks, because then you can underline certain nice lines or mark them or something like that. So people like to do all of that. So and this is one copy you should keep with you. Not because it's my master's, but anytime you have a question in your head, you just open a page, you'll find your answer in that. That happens with most spiritual books. That I've heard people saying that about Sai Baba, Sai Charitra also. That when you have a question, you just pray to the book and open the chapter and you'll find your answer in that. You'll have to decode it, of course. You have to decode certain things. So, but this is very simple. You'll get an answer right away because it's a very simply written book. So this is the reason why you should read the book, so that you can understand the shift. You can feel the shift which is inside you. Now, what is so special about this book? What is so special about this book? What is so special about this book is when I felt when I was reading this book, I felt it connects you to your own divinity immediately. Many a times we are not aware of your own divinity. most of us are busy doing a lot of rituals, praying to so many gods, going on yatras, doing fasts. I'm not saying it is wrong. Please don't get me wrong. I'm doing it myself. But they're only involved in the rituals, but the inner transformation is not there. When there is an inner transformation, and when you do these outside rituals, it is done from a very different emotional state. Just because you are doing a particular Nam Jap for 108 times every day, and I can see the shift in you, so even I'll start doing it. That's not how it works. You feel the divinity inside you, and then you offer your rituals as a prayer or as a gratitude. That is the difference. I also go to all yatras. I've done a lot. I've gone to Kailash Mansarovar also twice. I've done a lot of all these things. I do fasts also. I do all that, but I do it with that love for my divinity. It is not, if I don't do it, suppose like I've not kept one single day ke Monday ko fast karna hai, Thursday ko fast karna hai, aisa maine nahi rakha. Whenever I feel like, I'll say tomorrow I'm not going to eat, just because I want to offer my gratitude to my master or to any other divine form. So I'll fast on that day. If I don't do it, I'm not guilty. I don't feel the guilt. Normally when we take up all these things, and if you don't do a particular fast or don't go to a yatra or something like that, you start feeling guilty. A lot of people go in guilt. Oh, Bhagwan abhi mujhse naraz honge, God will get angry with me, and all such things don't happen. God never gets angry with you. It is your own thing, that just guilt which sort of bothers you. It's not like that. Okay, so if I make a mistake, if I forget to do one jap today, or if I forget to do something today, I never have that guilt. It's okay, I'll do it tomorrow. So I do it because I want to do it out of love, out of gratitude, not because somebody has imposed it on me. So if you all are doing any of these exercises or any of these rituals, please continue to do it. I'm not saying stop it at all, but see why you're doing it from inside. Most of the time we do it because we want something from the divine. It's a bargain. You do this for me, I'll do this for you. So it's a bargain. It's fine. You can always bargain with the divine. If you don't ask him, who will you ask? Yeah. So it's very fine to ask. But it should not be like a regular thing that only when you want to ask God something, you will do some Nam jap or fasting or something like that. You should remember him even other times, no? You should remember your divine in other times also, right? Just because I feel the love for you, that's why I'm doing my prayer today. Just because I'm thanking you today for today's day, for everything that I've had, the comforts I'm sitting in, the food I'm eating, everything that I have. Because of that, I'm doing it. Can we not do it once in a while for that? We should do it for that, right? So these are these few things I thought which people would have in their minds, that why is this book so special? Not only for me, but why is this book such a special book when the master has written it? There is a reason why any master writes books. Now, Dadashi Ji has not written too many books. It's the only first one and only book just now that he has written. But this book is very profound, and it is it's a very beautiful book. Dadashi Ji is a divine friend. He calls himself a friend. He's a divine friend. And he's just, when he wrote the book, he was just 34 years old. This was some kind of, now he must be about 30 or 39. So he's a very young man. He's a young master. So he understands the youth also. He understands adults like me also very well. Yeah, so it is a very beautiful blend of the two. And the way when you read the book, you will know what I'm saying. All these points will come to you. What is the reason for reading the book? Why is the book so special? Why should I keep the book with me? All these things will come to me. I'm sure these questions must be there in your mind just now also, as to why should you read the book? Why is it so important? And why, in spite of me having my two books, why did I insist on picking up Dadashi Ji's book? Because this has a huge something to offer, because I would like each and everybody to read the book for the transformation that you'll undergo from within. So that is the reason. And of course, if you don't mind, do read my books also. The names are Before Tomorrow and In Everness. All the three books are available on Amazon. So this is the reason I would say uh, are my points where I would like to discuss or tell you about why is this book so important. Now, if you have any questions regarding this, you can always ask me. That's all I had.
Please tell us, can you, ma'am, please tell us what made you to write those two books which you have written, and what is about, and what can you give some insight of that books?
Yeah.
Please.
So first book I wrote about 5 years ago, which is called Before Tomorrow. It so happened that I felt, I take chakra classes, I take so many classes and all that, yeah. So I just felt that tomorrow when I die, all this knowledge which is there will go with me. And I wanted to pen it down so that somewhere someone can make use of this at some point in time, which inspired me to write my first book. So I wrote it because I wanted, whatever I have, 32, 35 years of spiritual journey, I've learned a lot from my masters. I've got a lot of downloads, a lot of things are there in my mind about spirituality, which I can share with people. So through the book, when you write it, it is forever. The book will be available forever to people. So that was the reason which prompted me to write a book. And I thought that was a very good seva. It reaches so many people at one time, right? So I thought this is a good type of a seva, selfless service, which I can do for humanity. And if anybody is a writer here, you know that you don't earn so much in books unless it becomes a bestseller and all that. So you don't earn. So that was not the thought of earning anything. You don't earn anything in writing books, very honestly. So that was the reason why I wrote my first book. And then the second book just happened like a sequel. After last 2 years, 2 years ago, I wrote In Everness, that book. It became a sequel. I thought, let me go still deeper into what I had written about the first book. Let me go a little more still deeper about that same knowledge and add much more to it, because by then, again, I had evolved a little more. Again, I had learned a little more. I had so much more to offer. So that's how the second book happened. I'm also now started working on the third book, which is absolutely in a fluid stages now, but I have started working on the third book also. I don't know what I'm going to name it. The name will come to me whenever, but the third book is also on the way. The third book will be a little different. I'm going to choose topics. As of now, what I thought is I'll choose topics like, say, forgiveness. It's a very difficult thing to do. It's very most difficult. People say, "Oh no, I've forgiven." या तू भी क्या याद करेगी, तुमको मैंने माफ कर दिया. बड़े हिंदी type of dialogues, filmy dialogues आते हैं. But maafi doesn't happen. Shama does not happen so easily. Shama is an emotion. It is not something which you can say, "Jao, मैंने तुमको माफ कर दिया." It is an emotion. Most difficult thing is to forgive someone. Even Krishna, Lord Krishna, after Draupadi's Vastraharan happened, she was so angry with whatever happened with her. It was very difficult for her to forgive the Kauravas for whatever they did, and forgive all the other, Bhim was there, Rishi Drona was there, so many people were there, nobody supported her, nobody took her side. It was very difficult for her to forgive. The Krishna only told her, you have to forgive. The minute you forgive, things will shift and change. How you do it, what you do, no matter whatever, you have to forgive. So very big important topic is forgiveness. Then there is acceptance. We don't accept things easily. We don't accept divine easily. Why? What will we accept things with what people tell us? Correct? So we don't accept goodness easily. I remember when I was in the early years of my spiritual journey, it just had changed me so much that I that's just a part of my nature, that if somebody says, I like these earrings of yours, I'll just remove these earrings and give it to that person. It's just in me. So nowadays people say, I don't want to tell her that this is nice, because she'll immediately give it. I like your dupatta, okay, take it. Like that's just, so I used to do that from the very beginning. That was probably part of my nature. But that time people used to wonder, ki ye kyun aisa karti hai? She must be having some ulterior motive. Why is she being so good? So when 30 years ago, 35 years ago, people couldn't even accept goodness easily. If somebody was good to you, it was not acceptable. That many years ago. Now, of course, it has become much simpler. Like if you're good, okay, you want something, I'll give it to you. You immediately offer help and people do take help now. It's easier. It's not so bad now. So acceptance of goodness also is so difficult. So acceptance is another topic which I've thought of. So these kind of topics I'm going to choose, and I'm going to make one book, because there are so many things which are there, so many topics which are there which I can handle. And I know now, as you grow older also, you have so many life experiences and so many teachings, more teachings and all that. So I would like to share with the public and writing my third book also. So that's how, Anuradha, how my books have come into being. Thank you.
Wow, that's great, ma'am. One more thing I want to ask you, because viewer wants to know, okay, how you keep distance, like when you are in a film industry. So you have to play some role. As you said, you have to wear your mask, right? So while wearing those masks, when you come back home, how you completely separate from those, character and come back to Smita Jaikar? Being a housewife, whatever you are, I have no clue about it. But it was a curiosity in me how these actors handles themselves, because those character goes within you, because you have to keep repeating those words and sentences. So how you handle and how you separate, so this viewers will understand how they are outside, our youth, our adult our generation also, like you and me. We have so much to understand how to separate things from whatever we are happening day to day life. Can you just put some light on that?
Yeah, so this I would definitely say it's grace one. I have been blessed by my masters, because my very first year of my film industry, I met my first master, Prabhuji. So ever since, I have been put this has gone into my head, and somewhere I have automatically learned how to switch off. Once I leave the set, I am not that person. I come back to my own self. I've always been like this. Like if you ask my friends also, I'm a very normal person with my friends. I don't have these things ki, oh, I am Smita Jaikar or something big. I have not achieved those big heights, very honestly. And whatever little people know of me, I'm very grounded, and that is only because of grace. That is only because it's my master's blessings that I am just the way I am. I'm very grounded. And that grounding also has come because of my chakra knowledge. That has helped me a lot. I do my chakra dhyan every day. And that's the reason, again, why I've started teaching chakras. I do online classes also. So I've started teaching chakras is also because of this, that you need to be grounded. You can't let yourself go. Even if you're emotionally disturbed, you can't let yourself go. You have to hold your emotions. You need all that. And chakra dhyana is the only way to do it. Balancing your chakras is the only way to do it. So that's how my classes also happen. For this, another question of yours to answer your questions. How do chakra classes happen? Again, because I have experienced it, I've got so much from it. I would like to share it to people. I would like to give it to people. I would like to make their lives better because of what I am. So if anybody wants to get in touch with me, they are most welcome to get in touch with me. I can give you my number if you want. I can, if you want, I'll announce my number. It's 976 993 6699. So you can write it on the chat if you want. 976 993.
Krishna, please write down the number. Ma'am is saying, please write down the number on the chat.
996 976, sorry, once again, 976 976 99 36699. 976 993 6699. So you all can call me if you want. 976 993, like correct. Yeah. So you all can call me. There's no problem on that at all. Yeah. So I hope I've answered your your question. Varshna, how do you spell your name? Varshna?
Yes, Varshna. Varshna.
Varshna. Okay. So.
Yes, very much, ma'am. And I think everyone got it ki after handling such a tough job, acting is not a very easy job. And how you separate from that when you come home, I think only Swadhyay when you do the self-study, which you have done. And meditation and all, it helps to keep you grounded and align your chakra, as you're a master in the chakra and you teach also. I've heard about also a lot. So yes, of course, I think viewers has got a lot of idea what exactly Smita Jaikar does in her life and how she keeps a smile on her face and she keeps smiling and she keep, helping people. And amazing job, ma'am. If anybody has a question,
Yeah, they
please
can
put
ask.
up your question and ma'am will answer.
Yeah. So we are just on time. We have just good timing. Any
Madam,
other
Yes.
what made you to come in spirituality?
Anuradha, this is a myth again. People think that you have to suffer, you have to go through some kind of a tragedy when you start this journey. This is a myth. It is wrong. For me, it just happened that I was pushed. In fact, my husband took me to my first master. It is something which was destined probably, and I was pushed there. I had no such things in my life that, oh my God, I'm going through a turmoil and this, that, and the other. And I didn't have all that. That is, ye galat hai, Though what happens is, many a times divinity is knocking on your door. Come on, get up, open the door, wake up. And we don't open the door. So sometimes divinity has to slam the door because we don't listen and we don't wake up. And then we say, oh, we need some tragedy in life. Why do you want to wait? Why do you want to wait for one slap to come on your face for you to get up? Start now. And then what happens is, then you say, oh, I'm not getting help, because you're so much in turmoil when you're in trouble or when you're a tragedy. There's so much in turmoil that even you can't hear what the divinity is telling you also. Because you're just covered with, it's like Arjun. Arjun, when he went to the battle, is not when he started learning the bow and arrow. He started learning the bow and arrow when he was a little boy. So that's why when he went to the battlefield, he was so perfect at it. So you start with the spirituality at a younger age. I was just 26, 27 when I started. And I felt, oh my God, I'm still older. I wish I'd started the way my children were influenced because of me. They were just 12 and 14 years old. So their life was a completely different. Their whole life was, the whole life changed. So the earlier you start, the better it is. Don't wait for some tragedy to happen. No. Why do you want to wait for that? So that's a
Excellent
myth.
answer, madam. Excellent, madam. Excellent answer, madam. Great.
Thank
Whatever
you.
you told, 100% correct, madam. Excellent.
Madam, one small question.
Yes, tell me, Suresh.
Yeah. Pardon me, I'm yet to read your book before tomorrow. But can
You
you
read?
close? Yeah, I have yet to read. I'm not yet read.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but still, I have one small question. I read the Osho books. It tells just ignore past and there is no future. We do not know what happens tomorrow. You have to live now and here at this moment. This is the statement given by Osho. Can you please elaborate? Maybe this relationship with your book, but I did not read your book. But
I've read a lot of Osho's books also. So this
yeah,
is
yeah,
what he says in the present. The present
yeah,
moment
yeah,
is the now
yeah,
moment.
exactly.
Understand that. We know the past is gone, you can't change it. What is going to happen in future, we don't know. You can't do anything about it. All what we know is now. We know this here. The problem is it has to happen to you. When we read Osho's books or these big books, you read them. Osho wrote it at a different angle, at a different level. We don't understand it because we've not reached there. Now, how do you reach there? It has to become your experience, your truth. All the things we know is from here. Spirituality ke baare mein to so much knowledge is there, but it's all knowledge. It's not become wisdom. It's not become your experience. It is not your truth. For that, you need to be a transformed human being for it to become your truth. And that is why I'm saying to read Dadashiji's book, which will transform you. It is very simple. It doesn't make all these kind of big talks. So the spirituality has to be bifurcated. It has to come down to simplicity. And that's exactly what we read all these big books. They're very good. Osho writes beautifully. I've read a lot of his books and I keep reading on and off. Now I'm understanding what he's saying when he says you live in the present, because now I've experienced those states. I could understand what he was saying in the beginning when I was reading the book earlier. I know that the past cannot be changed. I know future apne haath mein nahi hai. I know it. But do we not go into the past? He did that to me and I will never forgive him for that. We are living in the past.
Yeah.
And constantly, oh my God, kal mere bachon ka kya hoga? What if I don't earn? What if I don't get food to eat? Constantly in the future. How do you get out of it? Give me an answer. It's all easy to say live in the present. How do you get an answer? How to do it?
Yeah.
That's the transformation I'm talking about.
Practice makes man perfect. We have to practice it.
No, it will not happen with practice.
Yeah. Okay.
It will not happen with practice. It will happen only when your mind is transformed.
Okay.
Not otherwise. It's not practice. What will you practice? Tell me.
You are knowing inner self. Going nearer to the, connected to the divinity.
You have to connect with the divinity. The divinity will help you. That's what it is.
Yeah. That's what I know. Yeah. Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Anybody else? Anything else?
Anyone else wants to speak and ask the question? Please come forward. We'll just wait for, yeah, somebody is there. Can you say your name?
Hi, Krishna.
Okay, we'll mute ourselves.
Ma'am, there are no questions. The session was so wonderful and beautiful, ma'am.
Actually, excellent, madam. Session was excellent, really. Excellent.
Yes, excellent.
You are a
And
very,
thank
very
you so
mature soul,
much.
madam. You are very mature soul. Excellent.
But
Session was excellent.
It's not me. It is just the blessing of my masters. Very honestly, it is honestly that way. I've really not.
Madam,
It's not.
we want some more sessions furthermore in future. We want some more sessions. Please
Anytime.
give me time and date. Okay, madam. Thank you,
Anytime.
madam. Session was excellent, really excellent. Heartfelting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you once again, Smita Jaikarji, for giving us a beautiful wisdom which you have already experienced. And I loved it, the word what you said. First you experience, because without experience, I don't think so you can put in your word, because expression from on your face has to come what you have experienced. And it was a beautiful thing you have shared with us. And I think youth will understand, all the generation, all kind of generation will understand spirituality doesn't mean you have to start in the age of 50 or 60. You have to start when the right time, when you understand what exactly it means to you in future. And it's a beautiful session, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Somebody question over here, what is the YouTube link? So my YouTube link is Smita Jaikar. You can just go to any spiritual video of mine you see. You can subscribe for it. And I've got about more than 500 videos on YouTube.
Okay.
So you can always subscribe to my YouTube link.
Okay.
Sai Krishna ji, please mention the YouTube name so everybody can subscribe.
Smita Jaikar, Jaykar. Spiritual videos, if you type Smita Jaikar, spiritual videos, Jaykar, and you will get all those videos. Fine.
Thank you, ma'am, once again for coming on PSSM channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So leave the meeting.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
Yes,
Your session was very good. I love you, madam. That's it. Final one word. Thanks, madam. Thanks.
So, viewers, I would like to tell you something. Please subscribe our Spiritual Science India. And this book, when you can't read books, what I have understood with these small, when people write about, little small article, small newsletter, when people are writing, actually they are sharing their experience. So what happened, many people, they don't like to read thick books. What happened, still they want insight. So these books, these newsletters, these articles, these, newsletters, they help us. So please subscribe for our Spiritual Science India. And this is the detail. And Sai Krishna will share with you all the details again. Please subscribe and share as many as people you can, and let them take the benefit. And after reading the book, if you feel like sharing to your neighbors, well, like I do, after finishing this books, these magazines, what I do, I share with my neighbor. So this is the way I'm like spreading how PSSM is working. So please, friends, go ahead, subscribe our magazines. Thank you so much.
Spiritual India also, madam. Spiritual
Spiritual
India.
India also. Yeah, Spiritual India
Spiritual
also.
India. Yes, yes. Spiritual India.
Okay. Bye. See you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, madam. Bye, Thief. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.